Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. Thanks for tuning in. This is Peggy, and this week I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm making a French rolling pin. So stay tuned and see how I did it. So using a Total Boat thick set here and some yellow dye. I'll put links to everything I use in the video description in case you're interested in trying it. Putting more yellow in. At first I wasn't sure about the yellow, but then I almost changed it actually to a blue or a green, but decided to go with my first thought and use yellow. So hot gluing some walnut in the mold and now pouring in the epoxy. So after the epoxy cured for about 3 days, here you can see me disassembling the mold, or trying to. Sometimes it is a bit of a chore between the tape, the screws, and the hot glue. So I do get it eventually, I promise. I don't think I film at all. And after some patience and some work with the hammer and absolutely no swearing, I do get it. There you have it. Out of the mold, and here I'm using the center finder to find centers on both ends. I will be putting it on the lathe between centers and turning it to round with tapering ends. So a disclaimer, I have not turned a rolling pin before, French or otherwise, so this is my first one. So if any of the viewers have any tips or tricks, just leave a comment. I'd love to hear it. So here I'm using the Carter and Son bowl gouge, which I use for most of my projects. But you're going to see me switch between this and Easy Wood Tools, rougher, and another one, I believe. There's the Easy Wood Tools square radius edge carbot tip. That's a lot of words for one tool, huh? Anyway, just working here to not only make sure it's round, but starting to taper the ends a little bit. So just a different view here, different angle, a couple different angles. You can see I'm stopping and checking, and it's still not round. So working to make it round. Also, I don't want to take off too much material and make it too thin. And since I've never turned a rolling pin before, I'm just really taking my time and trying not to take too much material off at once. So there you can kind of see what it's going to look like with the resin in the middle. And if anyone has noticed a couple of white areas on the rolling pin, I had used these 2 pieces of walnut before and cast it with white resin for a different project that I didn't end up using, so that's why you see the couple spots of white. Hey, quick favor to ask of everyone. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, if you haven't subscribed, that would be amazing. It really helps the channel out and it helps me out tremendously. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. And so if you've subscribed and you wouldn't mind sharing this video, that would be extremely helpful as well. So I hope everyone's doing well and being safe in these crazy times and staying sane, I guess, too. So anyway, thanks in advance. Okay, sorry for the kind of dusty camera lens there. I think there was some dust or shavings that got on there and it's making it look hazy. It should clear up momentarily. So as you can see in this screen, I have tapered one end and I'm working on tapering the other. Now I don't have calipers, so I didn't measure this exactly. I really eyeballed it, which I know isn't perfect, but again, this was my first rolling pin and really an experiment. And starting on the sanding, I started at 80 grit and worked my way up to 600 grit for the walnut, and with the resin I continued on with some wet sanding up to the higher grits, which you see here. Denatured alcohol to reveal the grain and see what it's going to look like when it's done. Always one of my favorite parts. So at this point I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm going to finish it with tung oil. That walnut grain is just so beautiful. And I was a little worried about the white resin that that was already in a piece of this walnut, but I have to say that I actually don't mind it. It looks sort of organic. Let me know what you think. Be interested to hear what you think of that little feature. If you like it or you wished it was just straight walnut. So finishing it off here with some buffing by hand. And I do have some pictures at the end of the finished piece, so stick around and see those. And until next week, peace out.